what's wrong?
I don't know. I've just been on Instagram for the past hour and I'm feeling really insecure and finding myself playing the comparison game. You know how it can be.
Yeah, I totally understand. I wish there was a way we could better manage our time we spend on social media.
In modern society, technology is an industry that continues to grow both in its availability and in its influence. Technology has given us new and interesting things such as phones, modern transportation, medical equipment, and home appliances, just to name a few. However, with all the good that modern technology has brought consumers, it has also brought a wide range of bad. Social media is one arena where we see the worst side effects of modern technology. Today's youth are facing challenges online that previous generations did not have to face. Now, instead of facing bullying only in person, teenagers face it anytime they go online. Social media has caused an array of effects to arise, such as depression, anxiety, eating disorders, strained family relationships, and less focused students. These effects relate to family and consumer sciences because decreasing time spent on social media not only improves mental health, but it also reinforces relationships in families and in the community. We hope to decrease the severity of social media's negative impact on the teenage mind by encouraging the usage of limits and time restrictions on screen time and social media apps such as Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter.
With the continuing expansion of social media, adolescents are constantly seeing images, tweets, texts, and messages that are negative and damaging to their psyche. Cyberbullying is a recent form of bullying that today's teens are not properly equipped to deal with. Online media has caused many mental illnesses to present at a much younger age in teens than seen in the past. Today, teenagers are less focused in the classroom and are more focused on what's appearing on their phones. A study funded by the National Institute of Health surveyed nearly 1,800 individuals and tracked their usage on over 11 well-known social media platforms. Results showed that those who used online media the most were almost 3 times more likely to develop depression than those who used it the least.
When teenagers go on social media platforms, they are shown unrealistic standards and feel pressure to live up to them. For example, a young girl who goes onto her social media feed may see a picture of a skinny girl in a bathing suit on a beach. The teen viewing the picture might feel insecure and inadequate. She may begin to starve herself and develop an eating disorder just so she can look as skinny as the girl in the picture. Social media generates unrealistic images of how people should look, and it causes viewers to feel like they are less than, they are inadequate, or they are simply not enough. Teens are becoming more focused on the amount of likes they get on a tweet and how many comments they get on an Instagram post than they are compared to truly important things such as grades, sports, and relationships. Teenagers today do not have the strong family connections they once did because they care more about what someone on the internet thinks about them than what their family members do.
In a world where teens are hardwired by socialization, it can be difficult for them to stay away from those socially appealing apps. In some instances, the public media isn't always bad and can be used for various positive outcomes. Social networking allows teenagers to connect with people in a way that past generations never could. Teens can reach others in their own neighborhood, city, or even all the way across the world. It is also great for those who lack social skills, have social anxiety, or physically can't meet with others face to face. Media also spreads awareness about issues such as illnesses, environmental problems, political situations, and many other global concerns. For example, in January of 2020, these public networks were used in a positive light to spread awareness about the ongoing wildfires in Australia. People were able to donate to the Australian Wildfire Fund and show their support for the Australian people. Yet with all of these positives for social media, the negatives appear to far outweigh the positive.
So how can we face this issue? What are some friendly ways to push back the negatives? iPhone users have the option of implementing screen time restrictions. These limit the amount of time a user can spend in a given app. The result is that the users do not spend excessive time scrolling through numerous social media apps. A second way is to simply log out of all social media accounts or to delete the troublesome associated apps. Maybe even try a 7-day digital detox where a week goes by without any online networking. Online blogger Jason Zook wrote an article on his personal experience with the 30-day social media detox and said, "My productivity, attention span, and clarity of thought all increased greatly with living without social media for a month." This detox is a great way to clear the mind and focus on what is truly important.
Another way to decrease the negative effect of social media is to turn off the never-ending stream of notifications bombarding the average teen. Teenagers are conditioned to automatically click on a notification as soon as it pops up. Disabling these will reduce the number of times any user checks their media feeds. A fourth way is to unfollow any account that increases insecurity. There's no reason to be constantly viewing accounts that make you feel less than you actually are. A fifth way is to only access media from one device, from one location, thus making all other areas into social media-free zones. For example, if teenagers were to make their bedrooms a media-free zone, the hours they would typically spend through scrolling through social media apps in their rooms would be cut significantly. Instead of getting distracted by their phones, teenagers could work on schoolwork in their rooms and get more done. A sixth and final way to decrease social networking time is to set a time restriction, such as to simply not go on any media before 12 noon. Starting the day off free from social media will improve mental health and promote an overall better state of mind.
Social media has both good and bad aspects, so it's important to use it wisely. Focusing on the number of likes, making comparisons, and coping with cyberbullying can all damage a teen's mental health. They post a photo and get upset when it doesn't reach the number of desired likes or comments.
Adolescents also tend to exaggerate their personal lives to cover up the fact that their lives are fairly uninteresting and just routine. Other teens see these exaggerated posts and wish to be like those people, when in reality, those people just lead a normal life. Teenagers also often worry too much about internet friends and not worry enough about real-life relationships. Without such a real face-to-face connection, teens rely too much on what's on the screen rather than who's behind it. With an increased connection of online followers comes a certain disconnection to real-life human beings.
In conclusion, by implementing the break-free methods given, such as time restrictions and media-free zones, teens will see an improvement in mental health, face-to-face socialization, and stronger family relationships.
Adolescents who spend less time online will be able to spend more time with their family and also working to better their community.
We hope teenagers will take the suggested methods to heart and focus less on social media and more on family, friends, and the community. Thank you for your time.
What is one skill that you learned or improved upon during your project that you will use in the next school year or your future career?
One skill I learned while doing this process was how to better manage my time. I found myself distracted and unfocused a lot during this process, so I had to figure out how to keep my concentration. I will use this newfound skill of time management when working on both my classwork and homework in the future.
What obstacles caused challenges in your work and how did you address them?
One obstacle I faced during this process was keeping my attention on the actual project itself. With this project came lots of research, which meant the use of technology. Whenever I go on my phone or laptop, I'm drawn to social media like any teenager would be. However, I use the methods I found through research to keep myself from going on the social media. I focused on the task at hand and found a great increase in my attention and productivity. The one thing that helped me overcome this project was the project itself.
Thank you, and thank you for your time.